So you're fighting a guy who's got, you know, the famous surname Couture, and you know, to me personally, I think that's like a landmark in the sport. The fact that you've got this father-son lineage, and it's common in other sports. I think it's the first time in MMA we've really had the son of a famous fighter stepping into the octagon. So your thoughts on fighting someone with that Couture surname?
Yeah, like I say, his surname brings a lot of media, a lot of attention, you know. I'm a massive fan of Randy, you know. My first fight at UFC 105, I took a poster of Randy Couture down and asked him to sign it, you know. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Randy. I modelled my career and being an athlete like Randy, you know. The things he'd done in his fighting style was what I looked up to, you know. So Pearson versus Couture is like a dream, you know. If I was a light heavyweight and I got the opportunity to fight Randy, I'd have been stoked, but I'm not his size. He's a little bit bigger than me. But yeah, I'm fighting a Couture, and it's exciting times. It's a part of my career what I'm going to look back on and go, yeah, look, I fought a Couture, you know. This is good, you know. This is what I wanted, and it's a fight that I can go out there and perform and show the fans what I can do.
I mean, that is pretty. I didn't realise you had the thing with Randy and getting him to sign a poster. That is pretty cool, really. That, you know, you're fighting the son of a guy you look up to.
Yeah, it's this is a sport, you know. There's no bad feelings. Like I had bad feelings towards George. That was different. That wasn't a sport. This is a sport, you know. I would fight Randy in a sport fight, you know, in mixed martial arts. I would be honoured to step in the cage with him, you know. So stepping in the cage with his son Randy is another. I'd be honoured to share the cage and fight him, you know. I respect him a lot. I respect the things he's done. I respect him coming into the UFC from Strikeforce, and yeah, I'm ready to go out there and put it on him, you know. I'm not gonna be worried about the fact that he's Randy's son. I don't care who he is, where he's come from, what he's done. You know, when that cage door shuts, it's fight time. Could be anyone standing there.
Well, stylistically, he's quite different, because Ryan's pretty comfortable on his back. He's more of a submission fighter, I think, than Randy. So neatly segueing into Ryan being a submission fighter, and you've just fought Sotiropoulos, who's also supposedly a submission fighter. Run us through the thing with George, like how much of a personal dislike was it, and how satisfying the fight was for you, and also what happened with George in the car park.
Yeah, there's no love lost between me and George. I've not spoken to him since. I didn't speak to him after the fight. I didn't shake his hand, and
really?
I won't. I'm not gonna. After everything what happened, I'm not going to go back on everything and be like, oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people said let bygones be bygones, and you know, let it be and just get over it, you know. But nah, he didn't show me any respect. He dissed me bad. He had no respect for me, and I don't know. It was bad, you know. He don't like me, and why try and make something out of something what it's never going to be, you know. I'd let it be, you know. We can't be friends with everyone in the world. I don't see him every day. It's not an issue to me. I don't care about him.
So what was this thing in the car park where he got touched by one of the UK team?
Yeah, you know, some of the things you do. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this.
Oh,
but
I think the season's out now.
Yeah, the season's out. So he was a bad representation of Australia. I've got a lot of Australian friends, and wasn't a good representation, and he wasn't a representation of a professional athlete. You know, he struck one of my training partners from behind without looking in a back alley, like a thug would, you know, not a professional fighter. He didn't have the power to finish him. My guy put him down with one shot and finished him. That's all I can say about it, really. So yeah, things like that. He's not a professional athlete. He's not a man. He couldn't look him straight in the face and fight him one-on-one. He had to do a cheap shot and from behind, and things like that. Never. I can't grow over that. I can't get over things like that. Right. I'll never respect him for that. So yeah, I mean, me and him, we had our fight. We had our thing. We done our thing. If he wants to do it again, I'll do it again. If he wants to try and cheap shot me in the back straight, we'll do it, you know. I would fight George every day of the week if it come down to it. Yeah, I really don't like the guy, and yeah, I don't mean to be sounding like I'm trying to talk shit behind him because we fought and all that stuff, but yeah, we really don't like each other. And I don't mean to be like, yeah, bringing up old news and all that stuff, but yeah, it's the truth. That's what it is.
He's actually the first fighter I think I've ever heard you talk any kind of anything about, because usually you're very kind of sportsman-like and stuff, and he seems to have really got under your skin.
Yeah, like I'm 100% a sportsman. Yeah, I've got a respect and the martial art way, and yeah, he got under my skin bad, and we'll never see eye to eye.
So you fought Sotiropoulos back up at lightweight. Are you staying at lightweight now?
Yeah, I'm staying at 55. I feel healthier there. I feel stronger there. I can lift. I can eat right. I can eat and be strong and be healthy the whole week leading up to the fight week. I give you, when I was fighting junior at 145, the first fight, I was in bed the whole week leading up to that fight. The only time I got out of bed was to go run on the treadmill, cut weight, sit in the sauna. It was so hard. I couldn't speak, I couldn't talk. I felt like I was dying. My girlfriend and my parents were crying, you know, like, what are you doing to yourself? And I normally on a fight week, I'm so up for it, got so much energy, I'm ready to go, I'm just so excited for the fight, and they just seen us lying in bed looking like I was going to die, you know. I was green, wasn't in a good place, it was hurting, man. But so yeah, I think for me, I lost in the 145. I lost the love for the sport, trying to make a crazy weight, you know. To me, it doesn't matter about size, it doesn't matter about weight, it's all about technique and skill. You know that jiu-jitsu was based on a smaller guy beating a bigger guy, you know. So size and weight to me has nothing about it. It's about skill and technique, and yeah, so that's what I'm going back to, you know, just going back to my roots and do whatever.
I wouldn't say you're a jiu-jitsu fighter though.
Yeah, no, that was just a philosophy. Yeah,
like the whole helio.
Yeah, but to me, size and weight isn't really an issue. I don't mind fighting bigger guys. I mean, Ryan's a lot bigger than me. He cuts a lot more weight than me. I'm not a wrestler, you know. I come from a striking background. Trying to cut weight like a wrestler just didn't work for us, you know. Guys that have been doing wrestling for 20 years, cutting weight every week, they get it down to an art form. Yes, I can make a weight and kill myself to do that weight, but it just wasn't me stepping in the cage 24 hours later, you know. So although we did it right, my body wasn't used to it. I couldn't take it.
Well, that was the question I was going to ask you, was like, you know, the whole weight cutting thing in mixed martial arts, and it seems to be, it largely stems from American college wrestlers, you know, cutting heavy amounts of weight. The Americans, like you say, have got it down to a fine art. And, you know, your thoughts on the big weight cuts in general, but also, like, if you're back at lightweight, you're fighting guys, like, say you fight Benson Henderson, walks around at 185. It's a, you know, big weight difference.
Yeah, it definitely comes from the wrestlers. I mean, look at Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is nearly as big as what I am, and he's a bantamweight champ. They cut crazy amounts of weight, but that's what they've been used to. That's their style. That's what they do. I think strikers, guys that like to punch, guys who fight like me especially, got to be able to take a punch. And I think when you drop so much weight, that's affected. When I was at 145, I didn't have the chin as I did at 55. If you watch the fight with Barboza, where he body kicks me and then right hands me, yeah, he drops us, but I'm back up faster than he was on the floor, you know. When I fought Cub and he hit me with that leaning left hook, like at 55, I would have been able to take that shot for days, you know. At 45, it was just a different shot, you know. That shot finished us. I do believe that a striker needs to be fast on his feet, need to be able to give a shot, to take a shot, you know.
But how does it affect your chin? What, like, you just feel drained? And
yeah, just I honestly felt like I didn't want to fight.
Right.
I felt that I just still wasn't there, you know. I was still dehydrated, still a little bit gone, you know. And when I'm at 55, you know, I can lift, I can be strong, I can be powerful, and I feel great, you know. And that's, if you feel good in a fighting, you know, you're going to perform good. If you don't feel great, you're not going to perform great.
You're you're wearing a nice pair of trainers there that are, they look pretty kind of shiny white and new. These, if you don't know, these are the 2013 remix of the very famous infrared model that Air Max 90 brought out. And actually, if you kind of kept them boxed, they would be worth money. But if you look at your right toe, you've killed them. How wounded were you when you spotted that black mark on the right foot?
That was devastating. That was the first time wearing them, and I was in early morning. I was getting in the car, and I stubbed my toe on the car, and I got a black mark on my shoe, and I was devastated.
I have this thing now with white trainers. If I get one mark on them, I look at it, just dead to me. I just, you know, they're ruined.
I'm actually thinking about going and buying another pair of the same trainers. Yeah, I'm pretty devastated about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, they're pretty cool trainers.
They're very nice, apart from this bit.
Yeah, they are very nice, apart from that black smudge.